News 46 is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community. News is also brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrump's optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, a body is located behind the Pahrump Nugget. Several accidents occur throughout the valley, and it's back to school for Nye County students. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Monday, August 10th, 2015. We hope you had a great weekend. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. The body of a man was located in the desert area behind the Pahrump Nugget on Saturday. The body of a 67-year-old man was located on Friday afternoon behind the Pahrump Nugget in the homeless encampment. According to police, it appears that there is no foul play involved in this death. However, detectives and deputies all arrived on scene to conduct an investigation. The man's name has not been released as of yet, and the cause of death is still pending. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating a major collision that closed Highway 160 for hours Friday morning. According to Nevada Highway Patrol, 2 people on a motorcycle were hurt in a crash with an SUV that closed the main Highway 160 between Las Vegas and Pahrump for about 3 hours on Friday morning. The man that was on the Harley-Davidson motorcycle was flown by Mercy Air in critical condition to University Medical Center in Las Vegas. The woman was taken to UMC by ambulance. The 2 people on the motorcycle were heading towards Las Vegas when they collided with the Ford Escape near the top of the Spring Mountain Roadway. No one inside the SUV was injured as a result of this crash. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And several people were transported from an accident scene this morning. A multi-vehicle accident occurred this morning on Highway 372 and Blagg Road. According to reports, one vehicle fled the scene. Police are still attempting to locate a gray vehicle with major damage. Other vehicles that were on scene also sustained major damage. Several people were transported as a result of this accident. The road was closed down in all directions and traffic diverted around the accident while Nevada Highway Patrol conducted the accident investigation. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. One person was injured as a result of a 2-vehicle crash this afternoon. One person was transported from a 2-vehicle accident this afternoon on Highway 372 in front of the Dollar Tree. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, Nye County Sheriff's deputies, and Nevada Highway Patrol all arrived on scene. How the accident occurred is still under investigation. However, both vehicles sustained moderate damage. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And another accident occurred on Highway 160 and 372 over the weekend. One person was transported Saturday as a result of a 2-vehicle accident at the intersection of Highway 160 and Highway 372. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, Nye County Sheriff's deputies, and Nevada Highway Patrol all arrived on scene to find one vehicle that was in the roadway, another vehicle who sustained a secondary impact to a fire hydrant located near the highway's intersection. The person inside that vehicle declined to be transported, though airbags were deployed. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. When we return, we'll have your Desert View Hospital health tip.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Atrial fibrillation, or AFib, is a common type of abnormal heart rhythm. Having chronic AFib increases the risk of stroke. AFib can develop after undergoing different types of surgery, including heart surgery. A study examined patients with newly diagnosed AFib after surgery and whether their long-term stroke risk was increased.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
In this case, the patient is in atrial fibrillation or AFib.
The smaller waves are irregular and seem to come and go. A patient can develop this abnormal heart rhythm during or after surgery.
AFib that occurred after surgery was thought to be a temporary condition, and there was not a lot of emphasis placed on careful, long-term monitoring and follow-up of patients who developed AFib after surgery.
Dr. Houman Kamal from Weill Cornell Medical College and co-authors examined data from more than 1.7 million inpatient surgeries performed across the state of California over a 4-year period.
About 1.5% of these patients during or after their surgery developed AFib that seemed to be a new diagnosis.
Patients who underwent cardiac surgery had a higher risk of developing AFib than those who had other types of surgery. Both groups of patients were followed for up to 5 years after surgery to assess their stroke risk.
Among patients who had cardiac surgery, having AFib afterwards did increase your risk of stroke in the long term, but not by a tremendous amount. It was about 30% higher than the patients who didn't develop AFib. Among the patients who had non-cardiac surgery and who did develop AFib, their risk of stroke was much higher. It was about 100% higher, or twofold higher than the people who did not have AFib.
Dr. Kamal says patients developing AFib after surgery should be followed very closely.
These diagnoses of AFib after surgery need to be documented and clearly communicated to patients so that they can be followed appropriately over the long term.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
More research is needed to learn if the risk of stroke varies depending on how long patients stay in AFib after surgery. Today, students in our area went back to school. Today was the first day back to school for all Nye County students. Children headed back anxious to learn, play, and tell stories of their summer vacation to fellow students. Pahrump Valley High School has a change where students can be dropped off at. Parents can no longer drop off their child in front of the school. That instead will be used for special education buses. Most parents are now using the area near the football field to drop off their kids. KPVM TV's local Pahrump Facebook page is posting your back-to-school pictures. To send your child's photo, email it to deanna@kpvm.tv and let us celebrate a new year with you and your child. The city of Durango and La Plata County, Colorado, have declared a state of emergency after a federal cleanup crew accidentally released mine waste into the water. An estimated 1 million gallons of wastewater spilled out of an abandoned mine area in the southern part of the state last week, turning the Animas River orange and prompting the Environmental Protection Agency to tell locals to avoid it. According to the EPA, the spill occurred when one of its teams was using heavy equipment to enter the Gold King mine, a suspended mine near Durango. Instead of entering the mine and beginning the process of pumping and treating the contaminated water inside as planned, the team accidentally caused it to flow into the nearby Animas River. Before the spill, water carrying metals pollution was flowing into a holding area outside the mine. The Nye County Commissioners filled several vacant positions during their meeting this past week.
And account clerk, 1 position in the assessor's office in Pahrump.
Madam Chair, the same backup, and they have been down this employee, I believe, so I make a motion to approve.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
I do have a second from Commissioner Boraski. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Aye. It passes 4-1. Again, I'm sorry, folks. Until I know what's coming in, I can't do this in good conscience. Item number 32, discussion and deliberation to approve filling 1 vacant deputy assessor position in the assessor's office.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I believe this was a position our assessor really lobbied for last time that she needs up here, and has a lot of ground to cover, and I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Aye.
Aye.
It passes 3-2.
Can we do these next 3 together?
I don't see why not. It's up to our district.
They're all deputies, they're all in the sheriff's office, they're all the ones we saw before. they're all help to the sheriff.
Okay,
meet
we
her.
have approval. Go ahead.
Yeah, they'll have the sheriff meet your plan. Is this also to be filled in October as was agreed to before? I don't have it in front of me, that's why I'm asking.
They will be filled no sooner than October 1st.
Again, when we talked about this before, we stated at that time that if the budget went sideways, people have to be laid off, and you understand that.
Yes, the people do too.
Yeah, and the last hire is the first fired, so as long as you're aware of that it could happen.
We're aware that we probably may have at the end of this year, we may be laying people off sometime mid-year.
Well,
Mid-year.
we'll cross that bridge a little later in the
Fiscal
year.
so everyone understands, mid-year fiscal year.
Okay, is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Go be whole.
Those opposed, aye. Passes 4-1.
When we return, we'll have your weekend sports and Fitness for 10 updates.